Robeson County 911. What's the address of your emergency?
Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone?
Let me see. You don't know where you're at?
At National Park.
What's the phone number you're calling me from?
843-655-5242.
Where's the park located at?
In Fair Bluff.
Let's see.
I have my location on, I think, on my phone. Find my phone is on. I just did my my location.
Okay, I'm showing, hold on one second. I don't think you are in Robeson County. Are you at the Lumber River State Park?
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. Tell me what's happened.
I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Let me make sure I got the exact location where you're at, okay? Just 1 minute.
That's the end of the call. That was shared. Thank you very much, by the way. I got where is it? This comment from Laura. It's pronounced Robson. Thank you very much for that, Laura. I appreciate that. This audio recording was released about a half an hour ago, probably, maybe a little more, by the Robeson County Sheriff's Office on Facebook. This is a very hard thing to talk about here, guys. There's something very important in this media release that I'm going to share with you. But the Sheriff's Office has confirmed what the medical examiner said via the media yesterday. And I think it's important that we talk about it. I have to say that I am really impressed with the Robeson County Sheriff's Office. Really impressed with that team. They were under a lot of scrutiny worldwide, and they were super professional. And I think the sheriff added something in his statement that is important and will help Micah's family. Of course, we're talking about Micah Miller, who died on January 27th, 2024, after a protracted and ugly, what has been characterized in what I believe to be an abusive marriage to Pastor John Paul J.P. Miller from Solid Rock Church. Let's go ahead and hop into this release. I've just brought it into a Word document so that we can read it more easily. But this was shared on Facebook. along with some photos and that 911 audio that we just heard. Now, as we go through this, if you have questions for me or comments that I should see, use GF with a colon in your comment, and that is going to help me to be able to see the difference between people's comments who you'd like me to see and just the banter between everybody in the comments section. Okay, so if you will do that for me, I will appreciate it. It's very hard to go through hundreds of comments, so use that GF. Okay, I'm going to keep it up on screen for just a little bit. Okay, from the Robeson County Sheriff's Office. A death investigation that has tugged on the hearts of people across the nation has been ruled, this word here. The decision was based on surveillance footage, interviews, physical evidence, and the examination of the North Carolina Medical Examiner's Office. On Saturday, April 27th, 2024, at approximately 2:54 p.m., Robeson County 911 Communications Center received a call from a female. The caller asked the dispatcher if her phone could be located because she was going to do this to herself, and she wanted her family to be able to find her body. Guys, this is just... I don't want to get too personal because this isn't about me, but when I heard that part of it, I could just hear the pain, and that mental wrestling between whether or not she can deal with the pain and whether or not she can cause pain to her loved ones, and which one is going to win. And it's, she wanted to extend, this is how I'm reading it, a little mercy to her family, understanding that she just was in too much anguish and it hurt too bad. Still wanting to offer that, that relief, I guess, to her family. Remember to put GF colon if you want me to read a comment. Let me just put that up one more time here so you guys can see it. Okay, use that. All right. During the conversation with the dispatcher, the caller hung up the phone and the dispatcher was unable to contact the caller. The dispatcher was able to find the location of the caller and dispatched a deputy to the location. The deputies contacted the Lumber River State Park superintendent upon their arrival at Lumber River State Park in Orem, North Carolina. The deputies and state park rangers conducted a search of the area for the victim. The search was aided by Robeson County Sheriff's Office drone. During the investigation, a black Honda Accord with a South Carolina registration was located in the parking lot at the state park. The investigators confirmed that the vehicle belonged to Micah Miller, 30, of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Investigators located, I want to make sure you guys can hear me okay. Investigators located a Sig Sauer gun case in the passenger seat of the vehicle and a box of ammunition in the center console of the vehicle. Investigators also found a receipt for the Sig Sauer handgun from a pawn shop and a receipt from a convenience store in the vehicle. Both receipts were dated for the same day of Miller's death, April 27th, 2024. I have to wonder about that pawn shop. See, I think that Micah was pretty practiced at hiding what she was feeling and what she was struggling with. And I bet that pawn shop owner didn't even have a clue what she was going to do. Man. Okay. During the search of the park for the 911 caller, investigators were approached by an individual who had found a bag near the water edge with an identification belonging to Miller. The individual stated that he heard someone crying and a gunshot while he was fishing. This corroborates the story it's been widely circulated by the person who heard the gunshot and found the belongings. That's something that I have not shown on the channel because there was no corroboration of it. I just felt not cool about sharing that, but that was widely circulated on Facebook. Law enforcement continued the search, and E911 received a call from an individual who stated that a body was located in the water. Law enforcement responded to the location and contacted the North Carolina Medical Examiner's Office upon locating the deceased. The victim was identified as Micah Miller. A 6-hour 9mm handgun was located in the water at the crime scene during the search of the area. The serial number on the weapon matched the gun box that was found in Miller's Honda Accord. During the investigation, Miller's phone and other personal belongings were located. A search of Miller's phone revealed she conducted a Google search for national parks near me, and the Lumber River State Park location was provided. That might be in this image. Let me see if it is. No, this is, I think, from her phone, and looks like she dropped a pin there. Yeah, okay. The investigation also revealed that Miller and her estranged husband, John Paul Miller, here's a couple images of the couple. I would say during happier times, but I don't think they were happier times. Okay. So, revealed that Miller and her estranged husband had been separated and were involved in the legal system. This information led to the investigators confirming the whereabouts of Miller and a female that he is allegedly romantically involved with. We've all seen that photo, right? Investigators were able to confirm that both individuals were not in North Carolina on the night before and the day of Miller's death. Investigators learned through interviews that John Paul Miller was at an athletic event in Charleston on the day of Micah Miller's death. John Miller's vehicle was observed traveling on Highway 17 bypass in Horry County at 2:22 p.m. And I think that might be this photo. Yeah, that's at 2:22 p.m. So J.P. Miller's vehicle was observed traveling on Highway 17 bypass in Horry County at 2:22, April 27. The investigation confirmed that John Miller was accompanied while traveling to and from the event in Charleston, South Carolina. On Tuesday, May 7th, Sheriff Bernice Wilkins, investigators, and the medical examiner met with the parents and immediate family members of Micah Miller. I actually saw JLR Investigates earlier today outside the Robeson County Sheriff's Office reporting, which was pretty cool. Glad that he was on scene. John Paul Miller was given the opportunity to attend a separate meeting, and Miller indicated through his attorney that he would not come to North Carolina to meet with the investigators. Investigators conducted several interviews and developed a timeline of events in relation to Miller's death on April 27th, right? Not 24th. It's just a typo. Okay. So I'm going to show you the things that fit here as I read these. So trying to think. Okay, first, 11 a.m. Miller was observed on her Ring camera arriving at her residence on Margarita Drive, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Then this photo is 11:38 a.m. She was observed on her Ring camera leaving her residence. So she's living in an apartment, and this is the Ring camera of her. Sorry. That means my kiddos are on their way home. This is her on the Ring camera leaving her residence 11:38 a.m. At 12:12 a.m., she is observed on store surveillance walking into Dick's Pawn Shop, which is located at 1852 Mr. Joe White Avenue, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So we can see in the yellow circles her car and her. And then the next photo, and I know it's hard to say that it's her, but the police were able to see the entire video, right? So they would be able to confirm. And then at 12:13, this is her walking in again, 12:12. She goes 12:13. She goes right to the register and initiates the purchase of a weapon. So, I mean, she was there for that purpose. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. We'll do that one on the next one. 12:34, she is observed leaving Dick's Pawn Shop after purchasing the weapon. And then at 1:06 p.m., her black Honda Accord is observed traveling on Highway 501 near 4 Mile Road, Conway, South Carolina. That's at 1:06 p.m. I think this next one is 1:27 p.m. Miller's black Honda Accord is observed arriving at 41 Grocery and Grill, which is located at 41 South Carolina Highway 41 in Mullins, South Carolina. And then at 1:35 p.m. No, hold on. They didn't give us that photo. And then at 2:54 p.m., maybe that's the reason they gave us this one. Miller called Robson County from Lumber River State Park. The Lumber River State Park is 32.7 miles from 41 Grocery and Grill in Mullins via South Carolina 9. And then here is a quote from Sheriff Bernice Wilkins. First, let me say on behalf of the Robson County Sheriff's Office that our sincere condolences are being sent to the family and friends of Micah Miller. This incident has garnered much attention from across the Carolinas and beyond. I want to assure everyone that a very methodical investigation was conducted by our criminal investigations team and crime scene investigation team. And like I said before, I believe Sheriff Wilkins. They have done textbook work here. They've shut up about the whole thing. I should turn this off. You guys know to use the GF, right? If you want to talk to me. Okay. So yeah, I don't doubt it at all. Sheriff Wilkins continues, unfortunately, rumors and conspiracy theories were spreading quickly and assumptions were being made. However, in the end, we must make decisions based on the facts and evidence that has been gathered. While I know it's not what many people wanted to hear, the evidence is quite clear and compelling, and we are as saddened as anyone that this occurred. This is the sentence I want to hone in on. There are many factors. Gavin, just do this. We'll highlight it. There are many factors that we have reviewed that occurred over an extended period of time that are probably related to the reason for this investigation. Whatever could he mean? But in the end, sadly, a tragic decision was made by Micah that ended her life. So hard, everyone, so hard. let's see what you guys are saying here. Mooney. You guys, Mooney is my very first channel member. She is amazing. One of my longest time supporters. Thank you for being here, Mooney. Mooney says there's a recent email, maybe March, JP sent to Micah that was horrible. He told her that she disgusts him and so much more. Yeah, I think more of that is going to come out too. I really do. And I've seen that too, and I have not shared the actual email, but thank you for sharing that, Mooney. Sandy says, hey, Gavin, I had just sent you a link through your website contact form prior to seeing you are live. It is a clip of Micah describing a previous attempt. Yes, Sandy, thank you for sharing that. I have seen that video. In fact, I downloaded that video and I just ran out of time to share it. And I honestly, I don't know that I really wanted to share it. It's probably best that I didn't, but it's of her. I believe she is on her mission in Kenya because there is a translator who is translating into another language what it is that she's saying. It's a language that I don't understand or recognize, which are most languages in this world. But she tells the story of attempting to do what she ultimately did and the bullet getting stuck in the gun. It's thank you for sending that, Sandy. I appreciate that. Ashley Rose, do you really believe all of this, or do you think he forced her to do this? He sounds evil. So Ashley, do I think he forced her to do it? No, I don't think he forced her to do it, but I think that his actions over time led to it. I think that he, while not criminally responsible, is probably civilly responsible. And I'm really hopeful that Micah's family, and I think they will, I honestly think they will, but I am hopeful that Micah's family take this to civil court because he, I think, is responsible for this. He didn't force her to do it. But what was Grace Holland's dad said to the investigator? He may not have pulled the trigger, but he put the gun in her hand. That's what it was, something like that Grace Holland's dad said, and that's what I think has happened here. My mouth is dry. Sorry, guys. Holly says, so she was totally alone, wasn't forced. That appears to be the case. And look, I can't put my finger on it, but there are some times when law enforcement agencies or investigative agencies do their work and it just doesn't quite pass the smell test. I think everything that has happened here in Robeson County has been above board. I really do. I noticed that Autumn happened to say while we were playing the 911 audio, why is it taking her so long to find her? So I think there's plenty to criticize about that call, but I also think that I also wouldn't put the blame or the fault on that dispatcher at all. Not at all. I think she was trying to keep her on the phone for the purpose of helping her. I really do. She may have not succeeded very well, but I mean, look, there's a documentary that I highly recommend to anyone about this subject matter. It's called The Bridge. I am a Northern California kid, and so I am acutely aware of what happens historically on the Golden Gate Bridge. I think that based on what I heard, being a layperson, not being an expert, that Micah had made up her mind and she was hurting. She was in mental and emotional anguish. It hurt. She was trying to stop the pain. And I can't blame her for that. I just think that she had made up her mind. I I mean, it does show something about her character that she would want her family to be able to find her easily. I think that shows good character. She just was hurting so much, and I think that hurt falls squarely on the shoulders of this guy. I really do. Yeah. So let's keep pictures of Micah up here while we go through this. What were the papers delivered to her family? I don't know. Did he say that they delivered papers? I don't know what those were, Holly. I don't know. Yeah. I think that, I mean, we've got a lot of us on here real quick. This isn't the way that we wanted to have this case end. But I really deeply hope that I don't know. I hope that something good comes out of this. I mean, maybe it's too early to say something like that. I hope that doesn't hurt anybody. But I hope something good comes out of this. I hope that there's something that can be done maybe in Micah's name that would help others that are feeling the same pain that she felt. Maybe there is a silver lining here. I hope so. I think that her family is going to find justice. I think that they do have a GoFundMe campaign up. I don't have a link to it, guys. I kind of rushed on this once I saw the announcement, and I'm in the middle of my day job. I need to get back to it. But, seek it out. I know that there are others purporting to be them, but seek out their GoFundMe campaign and help them, because they've got a long road ahead of them and it's going to be expensive. If you're even thinking of considering helping me financially, take that help that you would give me financially and give it to them. Okay. They are going to need it. Always remember, guys, before I sign off, I'm just gonna throw this out here that you can always reach out to me on my website, gavinfish.com. Click contact to reach out to me. If you want to support me and my admins, click on this button. But for now, please, any support that you want to throw, any monetary support you want to throw at anybody's way, please throw it to Micah's family. And then don't forget this little button up here. That little fish will take you over to the Fish Tank, which is our group on Facebook. So, and it's a growing group. Look at that. We're at 708 members. Pretty awesome. So let's, those of us who are prayerful people who pray, let's remember Micah's family in our prayers, and let's, even if you don't, please remember them in your thoughts, and then let's all actually go beyond just thoughts and prayers and actually help this family to be able to get justice for their daughter and sister. While it does appear that she did this to herself, it was only after many, many years of his constant manipulation and gaslighting, in my opinion. That's my opinion anyway. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you have a terrific rest of your day, and I will see you on the next one. Don't forget, I wasn't supposed to be doing so much this week. This is the week of our daughter's wedding, and so I think I'm going to be done for the week, all right? So I will see you the next time. Subscribe so that you know when I come back. All right, take care. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please consider subscribing. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.